music and now this party. I wish we could just sit down and relax a minute before we go.
Oh, sit down, won't you?
I guess we could sit down and visit for just a second. Rest, sister. That's Mother's good little girl. Just sit down. Better loosen your coat, Ada. You won't feel it when you go out. My goodness, first time I've sat down today. Annie's flounced off right after breakfast to go to one of those weddings they're always having.
I tell you, Annie, you do too much.
My sister, she keeps telling me I just spoiled that daddy of ours.
Aunt Ada told Daddy that this morning. I heard her.
Yes, I've told him a thing or two since I've been here. It doesn't do Mr. Ed any harm to hear what's what.
I'm sorry, Mr. Graham's been under the weather.
Oh, heavens on earth. If he sneezes, he thinks he's going to die.
Home from the office for 3 days he was, waiting on him hand and foot. Henry now. Oh, I don't have to lift a finger if Henry's in the house.
Daddy can't do the first thing for himself. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if that lovely leg of lamb was all burnt up when we got back. It would be just like him to forget.
He'd forget his head if it wasn't tacked on to him. Well, we haven't been seeing so much of you since you got your telephone fixed.
No, I'm afraid I bothered you an awful lot coming over on the time.
Oh, my goodness, don't worry about that. If it hadn't been you, it would have been something else.
Your husband well?
Yeah, thanks.
Well, you ought to be mighty thankful with so much sickness around.
That's right, too.
My sister tells me you used to be on the stage, Mrs. Sheridan.
Yes, I was.
Really? Funny. Somehow I never cared anything about going on the stage even when I was a girl.
That is funny.
Oh, that daddy of ours, he'd be spending all his money on theaters if we didn't watch him. Sister, that isn't very polite to keep whispering to Mother. Don't you know you nearly knocked Mother's good hat off when you whispered to her? Now, what is it you want to say?
Can I have a drink of water, I said.
Well, if you said, please, Mrs. Sheridan, may I have a drink of water?
Oh, sure.
She gets up quickly and goes out the dining room door. Harriet and Ada look at each other meaningfully. Ada looks around the room, then smiles and shakes her head at Harriet.
I know. Did you ever see anything like it in all your born days? The thing I nearly die at. These houses are just as alike as 2 peas in a pod. This room could have been made just like ours, if she had any taste.
Well, what can you expect of these actresses? Between you and I and the lamppost, if I was some of the women around here, I'd keep a pretty close eye on my husband.